Mary personally enrolled Tom, personally enrolled Jim, personally enrolled Sue. Tom enrolled Dan, okay? So from my point of view, Mary has 3 personally enrolled distributors, of which Tom has 1, okay? So that's important to understand in this whole, in organizations, because this has an impact as to how your binary team is going to get structured, and to the 4th element of the compensation plan, which is called the matching, okay? So let's take this example here. Mary enrolls Tom. Binary basically means 2. That's all it is. Binary is 2. So here's Mary. The first person that Mary enrolls is going to be Tom. Correct? In the binary structure, you could have a left sales team and a right sales team. Okay? Let's put the little dots here to separate one versus the other. So Mary enrolls Tom. Great. Now, the second person that Mary is going to enroll is going to be Jim. And here's Jim. Let's put Jim here. So now Mary has enrolled Tom, Mary has enrolled Jim, and has a person on the left, has a person on the right. This is the left sales team, this is the right sales team. Okay, let's just follow me in this way. So, but the binary team commission basically mean that you're going to be able to build 2 teams, a left team and a right team. What's going to happen with Sue? Well, what's going to happen with Sue is that Mary could place Sue either on the left team or on the right team. Even though Mary has personally enrolled Tom, Jim, and Sue, and they're what you call personals, enrollees, within the binary structure, you can only have 2 sales teams. You cannot have a 3rd one, okay? So Sue, in this example, does not know Jim, and does not know Tom. But Sue has to go underneath either Tom or Jim, okay? Because there's only 2 teams. So in this example, let's get Sue here. So Mary personally enrolled Tom, personally enrolled Sue, but Mary places Sue below Tom, okay? Now, let's continue the example of a structure. Here's Mary. What happens to Dan? Well, the same thing with Tom. Tom needs to have his left and has to have his right, okay? Okay, so Tom has to have a left and have a right in order to build the 2 sales teams. Tom elects to put Dan, who Dan personally enrolled, underneath Sue, excuse me. Makes sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So let me put this like this, okay? So in this situation now, you have Mary, personally enrolled Tom, Mary, personally enrolled Sue, but Sue is placed underneath Tom. Tom personally enrolls Dan, but because Sue is already directly underneath Tom, Tom needs to put Dan underneath the left team, which is going to go directly underneath Sue, okay? Understand that Dan does not know Sue. The same thing, Sue does not know Tom, all right? So that's what you call a binary structure. This is a personally enrolled structure. This is a binary structure, okay? Very important to understand. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about how you earn money. Remember in the conversation when we started all of this, there's 3 ways to get involved with the product packs. There's a starter pack, biz pack, pro pack. So let's start this off again. Product packs, have a starter pack. And with that, it's a status. Biz pack. And a biz pack status. And you have the pro pack. Pro pack status. All right? And already you know what the differences are and the benefits from on fast starts. Now this is the difference of the benefits on binary team commissions. Again, I call this the good, the better, and the best. All right. Why is it important? What's the differences between the starter, the biz, and the pro? Well, basically here, in a binary team commission structure, you need to have a left and a right, okay? And what that means is that you're gonna get paid on what we call the pay leg. So a pay leg basically means that off the two legs, the left organization or the left sales team and the right sales team, based upon the volume that you have, either in the left sales team or the right sales team, the lesser amount of volume in one of the organizations is going to be your pay leg. Let's take this example. Say you have 10,000 group volume. Okay? 10,000 group volume. And then you have, in this leg, between Tom, Sue, and Dan, you have 10,000 of group volume. You can have many more people underneath here, but at the end you have 10,000 of group volume. On the right organization, underneath Jim, you have other people as well, and they're left, right. But the total amount that's in your right sales team, let's put 1,000. 1,000 of GV. Okay? Now, what's going to happen is that you're going to get paid on what is called your lesser leg of volume. In this example, it's going to be the 1,000 of GV. 1,000 of GV is the points, the commissionable volume. All right? Now, that's important to understand because here's your pay leg. And here's what is called your 10,000 of GV. I call this the qualified leg. Okay? I call this a qualified leg. I call this a pay leg. Now, it's important here now of status because you're going to get paid a percentage of your entire organization pay leg. So in this example, let's say that we started at starter pack. We're going to get paid on our pay leg 10%. Okay, let me erase this here a little bit and get everybody confused. So here's 10%. BizPack has a 15%. Let's do this again. All right. 15%, 20%. All right, so let's go with this example. Mary has Jim. On the right organization, there's 1,000 of group volume. Mary's left team, left sales team, is underneath Tom, and underneath that entire organization, doesn't matter how many people are underneath, there's 10,000 of group volume. The lesser leg is considered the pay leg. As a result, whatever your product pack status is, that percentage you're going to get paid, you're going to multiply that by the group volume. Okay? So in this example, let's say that Mary, who's at a pro pack status, is at a 20% pay leg. That means that of the 1,000 of GV here, she's going to get paid 20%, which equals 200. She's going to receive a binary team commission of $200. Okay? Now, if she had purchased a starter pack, she would have only made $100. Because 10% of 1,000 is $100. If she had purchased the biz pack, she would have been at a 50% pay leg, which would have been $150. Okay? But because she wanted to maximize the compensation plan, she's now entitled to receive, as a pro pack status, 20%. She'll earn her $200. Again, 1,000 GV group volume times 20% of the pay leg equals your binary team commission. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Now, the good thing about this is that whatever is paid, if you have 1,000 of GV that has been paid, okay, that you used up, and if you have 10,000 of GV here, okay, and you still have, off what is used, you have to subtract from the qualified leg. Remember I said, this is your paid leg, I call this your qualified leg. When you use 1,000 GV and you get compensated on that GV, you have to reduce that GV from the qualified leg. All right? And what that basically means is this. Let's clean this up a little bit more. Again, here's Sue. Not Sue. Mary. Great Mary. All right. We had 1,000 of GV here. We had 10,000 of GV here. Okay. Mary got paid 20%. Mary earned $200. That was her team commission. Because this volume was used, you have to reduce it. You have to reduce your qualified leg by 1,000 as well. So your remainder is 9,000 of GV. This volume will be paid, or will be used, and will be carried forward for the following week. Okay? Which is great. So even though you got paid 1,000 GV here, the remaining balance on your qualified leg, again, we're going to call this a qualified leg, it's going to carry forward to the following week. The binary team commission pays weekly. Okay? Just like the fast start pays weekly, so does the binary team commissions. Now, to qualify for binary team commissions, you have to be active yourself, just like in fast starts, you have to be active. Number one, you have to be active. And two, you have to be qualified. What qualified means is this. Here you are. Here's Mary. She's active. To be qualified, she has, let's say she has 80 points, 80 personal BV. She has to have enrolled someone in the left, someone in the right, of which minimum, let's say here Tom, I believe we have here Bill, of which Tom has to have minimum of 40 personal BV. That's the same here with Bill, of 40 personal BV. Since they're both active, she is not only qualified, but she's not only active, but she's also qualified. These are the two requirements that you need to achieve in order to receive binary team commissions.